All right, let's get started. I'm going to attempt another video with the hair down and hopefully not mess with it or touch it as much. We'll see how that goes. I hope everyone is hanging in there. I know it sucks to be stuck at home if you're one of us who is stuck at home all the time, but it is what it is. Yesterday was my first day of kind of stir craziness. Like, I took a nap because I was bored, and I wanted to go for a walk outside, but it was 28 degrees, and I was, And then I baked cookies because I was bored, and I wanted to stand up and get around and do stuff. So, yeah. That's how my quarantine is going. Anyway, I figured I would do the next video for Booktube. This is going to be my Booktube Newbie Tag, and I'll try to go through it very quickly. So, my name is Dana, and a nickname of mine is Danamite. So, Danamite reads Danamite. Yeah, whatever. You guys get it. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Alright, so Booktube Newbie Tag question number 1. Why did you start this channel? So this is going to be pretty standard, just like everybody else. I've always wanted to. I love this community, wanted to be more involved in this community, and honestly, I'm quarantined right now. I'm self-isolating, furloughed at work. All of the shenanigans, so why not? I also kind of put it off because I was concerned I didn't have the right equipment. The microphone I have for audiobook recording, which I'm on my first book. I'm not super awesome at it yet, but it's a work in progress. So yeah, I hesitated a lot to start this channel. I've wanted to for like a year, and was like, I already love all the booktubers I watch. Why? I don't know if I can be as good as anyone else is. And that was just, I was worried. I think that's a question for later, so I'll probably hit that topic again. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Okay, so I have a few ideas. I haven't seen them done by any booktubers that I watch. I know there are some bigwig super channels that do this sort of thing. Like one of my ideas was comparing the book versus the movie. I've seen that done before by some big channel, Cinefix or something. I don't remember. But I still want to talk about it, so I'm gonna do it. Some opinion videos, like, I might wait a while to talk about this, but I don't remember being allowed to read Harry Potter as a kid, and reading it as an adult, like, I don't see any problem with it. I love Harry Potter. I wish I would have read it as a kid. I think I remember reading the first book, and then my parents wouldn't buy the rest of the series. I may be remembering it wrong, and if I am, sorry to my parents. But there are a lot of books out there that are perfectly fine. I grew up in a very conservative home, so I think I'd like to do a video, like, what are issues with those books that they have, and are they really issues they should be worried about? Because they have really great lessons in them, and they're awesome. But yeah, I'm going to wait on that one for a little bit until I build more of an audience, so I can talk to people about it and get more feedback and get some other opinions on it. Maybe I'll do a poll on it at some point. The other video I want to possibly do, or a series of videos I possibly want to do, are ones where my boyfriend would guest star. I want him to guest star in some reviews in general on books that we've both read. but I also want him to review hard science books. He is an engineer. If he wants to go in more details about that, like, he can. We'll see what he wants to do, how far he wants to go. But basically just comparing hard science to what we have now. I know some big channels, probably like SciShow, things like that. I'm sure there's other channels out there that have done this. They're like, oh, is this actually possible? Like The Martian. I've seen videos are like, oh, is this actually possible? And that I still want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it. But yeah, definitely have him guest star on that because that is his world, not mine. I may enjoy reading it, but he is the one that is like, yeah, this is very within the possibilities of the science we have. Or we're super close to that sort of science at this point. I think that would be a lot of fun to discuss. Question number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm going to keep this super short because I have a tendency to go on tangents. I'm just really excited to dive deeper into a community that I already love. That's that. Moving on. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? Okay, honestly, the same reasons as everybody else. Very cliche, very standard response is I just love reading. Escape, enjoyment, learning. I think storytelling is very important, especially in the scope of our history, human history. People have always told stories from the beginning of humans. People have stories to tell. You sit around the fire. There's always something to learn from stories. There's always an escape. There's always enjoyment. And I think storytelling has evolved. Now, with technology, we can have TV shows, movies, podcasts, audiobooks. We have so many different ways of storytelling at our fingertips. And I think both Booktube is encouraging in the fact that it's such a big community that is kind of heartwarming and excites me a little bit that there are still people out there that do like to read, because there's not very many people I know that still love it to the extent that I do. So yeah. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Okay, I honestly don't remember, like, little kid. Clifford. I loved the Clifford, the Big Red Dog books. I loved Boxcar Children, Animorphs, which, to go back to another question, if I was allowed to read Harry Potter, why was I allowed, if I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter, why was I allowed to read Animorphs? Boxcar Children, Nancy Drew, all sorts of stuff. There's a series in high school that I remember starting, and I don't remember everything about it, but I remember loving it, and I remember some of my friends loving it. It's the Daughters of the Moon series. I'll have to look it up, but I remember reading that kind of on the side. Not sure if I was going to be allowed to read it or not, and I just remember reading it. And I don't remember finishing it. Maybe I'll have to reread them. In adulthood, I read the Harry Potter series. That was awesome. I read the Hunger Games when they came out. I think that's all. Question number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Okay. I honestly would ask them if they want to have lunch. Of course, we can't right now because quarantine, and I live very far away from all of them. But basically, do you want to have lunch? And then I can ask all of the questions that I want to ask. Really, it's just kind of catching up. I feel like we have a lot in common, and it would just be fun to chat. Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube will be the hardest to overcome? Okay, so I kind of touched on this already. In my first 2 videos, I've already experienced kind of going on tangents and not having all my thoughts together. I did write down main talking points and the questions for this video because there's a whole list of questions and I wanted to make sure I got them all. And I don't want to write things down because I don't want it to feel too scripted, but at the same time, even if I do bullet points, I feel like I will go off on tangents, which I already have at this point. So just getting down to the point and then making good videos. I'd like to get better equipment as time goes on. And then just growing the channel, I think, will be a challenge. I think everyone struggles with it at first. We'll see how it goes. Most booktubers that I've watched had said that they didn't think it would get as big as they did. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. As long as we're all having a good time, as long as you are enjoying my videos and I enjoy making them, and as long as my boyfriend puts up with editing, I'll be here. Question number 8. When did you start reading? Okay, this kind of hits back on some other questions. I'll try to talk fast. Read a lot of books as a kid. Always big into reading. As an adult, during my the couple college years I had, I didn't read as much because there's studying and I had work and all kinds of stuff in between. I did take a sci-fi lit class so I could read books and have it be for homework, and I loved it. It was like the best class I took out of almost all of them. Anyway, what was the question again? When did you start reading? Okay, I've always been a reader. Moving on. Question number 9. Okay, short and sweet. Bed or couch? Last but not least, question number 10. What kind of books do you read? Okay, currently on a fantasy kick. I also like sci-fi. I like cozy mysteries. They're super short and sweet. I love them. I do like some YA and thrillers and horror, but I just don't read them enough. I would like to read more of them, but I'm sort of stuck in my niche right now and having a hard time getting out of it. I'm sure as time goes on and I'm reading more books and get more viewers and want to make more content, I'll expand that a little bit more. But yeah, definitely need to get into it more. So this video is supposed to be quick and it's been a lot longer than I anticipated. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for subscribing if you have. If you have not, please give me a like and a subscribe. Thank you for sticking around. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, just let me know in the comments. Or if there's like anything you want to see that you haven't seen on a booktube channel, just let me know. I'll get around to it eventually. Not in the comments, I'll reply. But I want to do some just like standard videos at first and then dive deeper into things like fantasy for beginners. There are already some great videos out there that got me into it. There is a great fantasy for beginners video already out there. It was a collab with Daniel Green and Murphy Napier. They are awesome. Again, my name is Dana here at Dynamite Reads. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Thank you.